little over 30 years, and started in a 3.5-car garage by
Really?
great volunteers. Yes, yes, who had a passion for feeding people. So almost 30 years ago, started as small. We're going to build a building over there, about 100,000 square feet. We're in 83,000 in the old building. So we're going to build 100, got the plans, everything ready to go, had a general contractor build it for us. And the general then heard about this building and brought it to our attention. So where we were going to do 100,000 there, what we did is we actually got this building for the same amount of money, and we have 297,000 square feet. So we're one of the largest food banks in the country, physical size.
Right.
But what it gave us was the opportunity to have a facility that's just very functional for us.
We're standing in the refrigerator at Gleaner's Food Bank right now. This is huge.
As you can see, this place used to be a huge beverage distribution center. It used to hold a lot of beer.
It's so cool.
We lovingly call this the chute.
Yep.
This is where the beverage company would have all their not have the ability to have dock height stuff, ability to drop things off and pick things up. This area, a carrier can walk, drive in down there, check in, and say, we can say, okay, your stuff is at station 16. You're inside out of the elements.
Yeah.
Then when they finish, they pull through and they go out.
You're the first food bank I've seen.
Isn't this wild? We spent 161,000 this past year,
Wow.
25 million pounds of food, and it's grown. We grew about 8%, 9% last year, and what we're finding is that people that have never accessed services are accessing services. It's just remarkable. More children in poverty?
Yeah, and I mean the stat that kind of drives home for me is 1 in 8 people in Indiana, it's pretty consistent across the country, received assistance from a Feeding America affiliated food bank in the past year. So that's 1 in 8. We think about hunger as a problem in Africa, and it is, and international hunger is a valid issue that's important, but it's right here at home as well.
No, they don't. And to see your neighbor or someone you know standing in line for a food pantry, it's pretty eye-opening today to realize that that's what's going on for our communities. It's pretty sad, pretty sad. And we don't see on the horizon where that's going to abate for a while. It's just not going on, not going on. So.
Are there?
Well, it's the other thing that some people, people have different opinions about this kind of stuff, and some people, those people, want to just go get a job. Well, we know that 50% of people that end up getting food from us are either kids under 18 or seniors over 65. So you can think whatever you want about the people in between, but at least half of it, you can't go tell a 10-year-old to go get a job.
No,
Right.
you can't.
Right.
What are some of your biggest challenges as a food bank in terms of maybe costs? What should people know? How can people help? Where are you guys struggling most right now?
Well, it's always the fact that you have to have enough money to do it. We talked about it as we walked through the warehouse, that you need donors, you need corporations and corporate citizens to be committed to making sure the food bank is sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that we all know, whether it be state or federal governments are starting to look at ways to cut. Cutting some of the entitlement programs will end up affecting the food bank because we won't have some of the things to provide. So think about that as we all make our decisions in our communities about what we want to allow our government, either state, local, or federal, to cut. Because if we cut a lot, we're going to have to provide more. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what I just try to encourage people to know is that this is a community-wide effort. That if you take all the people who are donating funds and all the people who are donating food, and then all the people that help out here, because there's hundreds of people that work here a month, but we only have like 48 employees, and then we send this out to 350 different partners, and they all have volunteers. If you add all that up, it's tens of thousands of people involved in this effort, and we're only 50 of them. So I'm fond of saying that the contributions to Gleaners Gleaners is not feeding the hungry. We're facilitating a community-wide effort